Looking down from the hillside, Jesus and his disciples could see the crowd climbing towards them. It was like a great army of ants stumbling and crawling upwards. "Here there must be thousands of them," gasped one disciple. People in the crowd began calling out, "Please, sir, will you make my eyes see again?"
What is heaven like, Master?
"Would you like to come to my house, Lord? My servant is very ill." After a while, Jesus noticed that the crowd, there were over 5,000 of them, were getting hungry, and told the disciples. "Well, there's a wee laddie here with some food," laughed Andrew. "He wasn't going far without a bite, but we can't do anything for all the others."
"I've got 5 rolls and 2 fish," said the boy. "Just right for me, but if everybody had a bit, they wouldn't even get a crumb, or even a smell of fish. But Jesus can have it if he wants it."
Jesus took the food in his hands, thanked God for it, and began to share it out. The rolls and fish went on and on and on. There was enough for everyone, and not just a snack either. The crowd ate until they couldn't eat any more, and there were even 12 baskets of food left over. The crowd started to whisper and nudge each other.
"That's the best conjuring trick I've ever seen."
Don't be daft. No one could hide enough food up his sleeves to feed 5,000.
Well, where did it come from?
I don't know. It must be a sign from God. That's what it is. Jesus is the prophet from God we've all been waiting for.
They were still talking about Jesus as the sun began to set. Then someone shouted, "Jesus for King!" And everybody joined in. "Jesus for King! Jesus for King! Jesus for King!" The shouting grew louder and louder and louder. Everybody got so excited that they tried to grab Jesus and make him become their king. In the darkness, Jesus managed to slip away from them and hide in the hills, while his disciples sneaked down to the sea and got away in a boat. They'd rowed about 3 miles when a storm crashed down the mountains and whistled across the sea. The waves smashed against the side of the boat. And then, through the spray, they saw Jesus coming towards them, walking on the waves. They were terrified. "Don't be afraid," called Jesus. "It's only me." And he joined them in the boat, and they finished the journey together. The next morning, as the warm sun rose in the sky, the crowd of 5,000 began to stir and wake up. People were yawning and stretching themselves and rubbing their eyes. "Hey, look!" shouted a man with a turban, pointing. The sea was crowded with little boats bobbing up and down. From inside one of them, somebody shouted, "We're from Tiberias, across the lake. Where's Jesus?" "Don't know. He vanished last night," the man in the turban called back. "But you should have been here yesterday."
Why? What happened?
"What happened? Jesus fed 5,000 of us. That's what happened, lad. And nobody needs any breakfast this morning either."
That morning, the boatmen searched everywhere for Jesus until they found him on the other side of the lake. "You're only looking for me because you want food. You don't want me," said Jesus. "I am the bread of life, not those little loaves and fishes. They were only a sign. From now on, be hungry for me."
"I'm always starving,"
grinned one of the men, patting his stomach. "Well, you needn't be hungry for God anymore," said Jesus, "because I'm here, God's bread of life."